Hey y'all, I'm Amber Janae, and I want to talk to y'all today about how God can change your life in the most amazing way when you put your trust in Him. So the scripture that I want to talk about today is Proverbs 3:5-6. And y'all bear with me, I got a new mic and I'm trying to do my little voiceover thing. One person had requested me to do one of these Let's Talk videos again, and I'm like probably a year or maybe 2 years, honestly. Um, into, finally getting around to it. But hey, I did it. So I'm proud of myself on that. And I hope you are watching, who you are. But yeah, so I want to talk about how God can really change your life when you put your trust in Him. Um, I got this mic right off of Amazon for like the low, like really super duper cheap, right? And I was really looking into, upgrading my phone and everything. And I'm like, okay, well, the little port thing matches the phone that I have now, but I'm gonna have to buy a new mic whenever I decide to upgrade my phone. And so, like, I prayed about it because I'm like, everything, honestly, I really pray about everything I do, to make sure I'm doing the right thing. And so I'm like, all right, well, I went ahead and bought it because I felt peace about it. And then when I get the charge, like when I get the mic, I look at the little charger, like port thing or whatever, and it has the like new updated one as well. It's like a connector that they put onto it. So I'm like, look at God, I'm over here worrying about, okay, well, I'm gonna have to buy a whole new one. I'm already living, weeks, months, however further, it will take for me to get a phone. Like, I'm already looking at that far down the road trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it. And God already got it figured out, but it's just me, putting my trust in Him, believing that, He's gonna work everything out for my good, like He say in His word. So even though that's like something, minuscule, like it's not a big deal, like you really could take that and look at your life in the same way. Like a lot of times we don't know what tomorrow holds, but like the saying goes, we don't know what tomorrow holds, but God does, right? Because He holds tomorrow, right? So that really goes into how it's so easy to worry about your future when God really wants you to live in the here and now. Like for me, I'm the type of person that I'm always, you know, future, like forward thinking, thinking about, okay, what about tomorrow? What about this? What about that? And the Bible tells us all the time that, like, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow has enough trouble of its own. Like, focus on right now. And I think that's what God really wants us to do, like, to focus on the things that we have to do now, because the choices that we make now are the choices that are going to put us into position for our future. Certain things that you want for your future, it all starts by the choices that you make today. So, for example, like your mindset is a big thing in creating a better future for yourself because if you're operating off of the same mindset that you've had your whole life, depending on how you grew up, whether you grew up in a, whatever class, if you grew up in like a lower class family or middle class or upper class, whatever the case may be, your mindset is shaped by your experiences and the things that you witnessed growing up. And if you didn't come from, maybe the best background or the best experiences, a lot of time you might repeat, the same type of patterns that you've experienced growing up due to what your mind has been programmed to think. And that's why in the Bible it tells us in Romans 12 too that you have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Like it's so important for you to really take the time out to change your mind, to try to program yourself to, believe that God has better for you because He does. But, God can have everything for you for your life, for you to be a millionaire in your future. But if you don't believe it, or if you don't have the mindset to believe that God can do it, then then what you want to happen won't come to pass because in the Bible it tells us that you have to have faith, you have to believe. Like nothing happens unless you believe. Like God could want something for you all day long, but if you don't have faith to believe that He can do it, it's not gonna happen. So that's why it's important for you to change your mindset. That's why it's important for you to basically brainwash yourself to believe better for your life. Because if you don't, then you're gonna still be repeating the same cycles. And whether you realize it or not, our life flows in cycles. The choices that you make will determine your tomorrow. Like, you have to believe that, okay, if I make this choice to do this one thing, I know that this is going to help me to progress and become who I want to be in my future. Every choice and every decision that you make is contingent on that. I mean, that's why it's so important that, when you think, oh, well, it's not a big deal, or if I do that, oh, it's not a big deal, but it really is. Like, for example, ants, when they built an ant mound, like, it might not seem like much when you see them carrying the little grains of sand, I mean, it's like all these little ants, and they just carrying those little pieces, and you thinking like, oh, they're not going to do much with that. But then you look, maybe the next day or next few days, and they done built a whole ant mound, like really huge, from the little pieces of sand that didn't seem like much. And that's literally how it is with your mind and your life. The thoughts that you have, the choices that you make, the decisions that you make, you know, they're small when you look at them, singularly, but when you look at it as a whole, it shapes your reality. Like, it's very important, everything that you do, that you really take the time out to make choices that are going to progress you, further to like your best life. Like, it's very important because if you don't, then you're not going to end up with, what it is that you want in life. And what's the point of living your life when you work hard, you do all of these things, and then you don't get to where you want to be? Like, you have to have an ultimate goal for your life. Everything that you do should be striving towards your best self, your best life, not just, living life just to live life. What are you placing for? God didn't make you just sit around all day, drink, smoke, eat, take a bath, and go to bed. Like, God got so much more for you. You're placed here with a purpose. He made you for a reason. So if you feel like, oh, I don't know what that is, then you need to do the inner work. You need to look within and figure out what was it that I had, love for when I was younger. But people told me, oh, well, you shouldn't do that because you're not going to get paid that much. Or, oh, you shouldn't do that because, that's not a real job. Like, go back to that time because I guarantee you, whatever it was, especially if it was something that you were good at, that's what your purpose here is on this earth. Like, it's really not rocket science when you look at it because honestly, with God, He don't make things difficult for us. We make things difficult for ourselves. People make things difficult when they try to put themselves into the situation of, trying to understand, oh, well, why this and why that. When really, God make it plain and simple for us. But we complicate things. In reality, we have to stop complicating our life and making the things so much more difficult than they need to be. God got a plan for your life. Oftentimes, it's the thing that you try to fight against. You could be good at writing. You're like, oh, well, I will never be a writer. How you know you'll never be a writer? You can be good at art. You could be an artist, You think, oh, well, I wouldn't make money. The whole time you got people out here that will buy your art and you be banking. Like, you just have to have faith and believe in yourself. You actually have to work towards it. Like the Bible tells us, faith without works is dead. So, yeah, if you don't have faith, that is, gonna happen and then you don't work, it ain't gonna happen. You can have all the faith in the world, but if you ain't gonna look at a snake to make it happen, baby, ain't nothing gonna happen. So you just have to have faith. Like, that's what the whole, purpose of us being here. We have faith in God. And we have to have faith in ourselves and believe that we can do what God placed us here on this earth to do. You gotta do that inner work. You gotta, get rid of all the old mindsets that you have that make you feel like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do it, or oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not rich enough, or I'm not this, or I'm not that. Well, you ain't never gonna be anything if you had that mindset. You have to really truly believe that everything that you need to be, you already have it inside of you. You just have to do the inner work to pull it out, to bring it, into reality. Like, that's literally all it is. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to have faith to believe that it will happen and it will happen. But if you're operating off an old mindset, if you're believing that things won't get better than this, then it won't get no better than what your situation is because you won't allow yourself to be better than where you physically are right now. So inner work is very important. I'm sure you're online gurus talk about this stuff all the time, but it really truly is, because in reality, your inner world is literally just a reflection of what you see on the outside. Like, so if you were, a sunshine and rainbows type of person, you know what I'm saying? You always happy, you see the brightest side of things. Guess what? That's how your life gonna be. But if you're the type of person that, oh, life is so hard and oh this and oh that, then that's how your life gonna be. Like, your words have power. The Bible tell you life and death is in the power of the tongue. So the things that you speak will come to fruition. Your words have power. Your words are spells. The words that you speak over your life will become your reality. It's very important for you to speak positive over yourself, positive over your life, positive over those that are around you, because that will be what comes to fruition in your life. So everything that you do, you have to have that positive mindset. You take anything from this video, that I'm speaking on today, think positively. In everything that you do, think positively. In the Bible, it tells us how we have to believe. So many times, Jesus tells us, like, if you have faith to believe, when you're trying to help people, you tell them, as your faith be it unto you, like, what you believe will be your portion. So believe good things, even if you got people in your ear telling you, oh, that's never gonna happen. Guess what? You don't change your vision of what you believe will happen. You change the people that are around you. A lot of people, they won't make the changes that you will make, but you can't stop that from allowing you to make the changes that you need to in order for you to be able to have the future that you desire. The choices that you make now, especially when you decide to, remove certain people out of your life, will allow you to be able to have the life that you want. But you have to have, that strength to be able to cut off what no longer serves you. Hence me doing this video, clipping my ends. If I walk around with some raggedy ends, my hair ain't gonna grow. But you know what I gotta do in order for my hair to be able to grow and for me to retain length? I have to cut them dead ends or clip them dead ends, because I clip my ends maybe at 4 to 6, 6 to 8, 8 to 12, whatever. I clip my ends all the time so that my hair can retain length. But if I don't, my hair not gonna grow. It's gonna go up into the raggedy ends and then it's gonna start falling out, right? So that's what you have to do in your life. You gotta do your rounds and cut off what no longer serves you. A lot of times people be very much, loyal to situations, people, timelines that no longer serve them. But you can't do that. You have to look at your life and see what is beneficial for me. Is this relationship beneficial for me? Are these people speaking life to me, or are they downing me? You know, Are they, agreeing with me and believing that I will be able to achieve my goals? Or are they telling me, no, you'll never be able to do that? No, you'll never this, no, you never that. If it's the latter, if they're, speaking against what you believe, then guess what? You need to get rid of those people, regardless of who it is. The Bible tell you that your enemies will be of the same household. Like, look at Jesus and Judas. He was right there with him the whole time. He seen everything what Jesus was doing. But guess what? He still tried to sign him out. So don't let titles of oh, well, this is so and so, or this is so and so, stop you from becoming who you're called to be. Sometimes the same one that be with you eating at the table be the same one that try to do you in. Jesus and Judas, right? So when God telling you to make cuts in your life, get them squares up out your circle, cut them dead ends off. You gotta do that in more ways than just hair. You know what I'm saying? Every area of your life. If, a job is holding you back, you know that you can do so much more better at a different job. Like, then go ahead and start doing your interviews. Apply for jobs that you feel that, you will do good at. And guess what? God will open the door for you if it's in His will and if He has better for you. But never limit yourself, okay? If God is allowing you to see, it's better for me than this, then believe in what God is showing you, baby, because He wouldn't put that into your mind if it wasn't the case. Anytime you feel like God has something better for you, then you need to step out on faith and believe that and go ahead and go after what it is that you want in your life. Don't be standing on the sideline when God waiting on you to get in the game, right? Because your coach is looking at you like, okay, are you going to get in the game or you just going to stand there and watch the game play out in front of you?